I guess right before halftime after that interception, just for his confidence. And going
Yeah, I mean, not just big for Trevor. I think it was big for our team and big for our offense. Really kind of go in with some momentum after we had kind of given them an opportunity there to get a little bit. You know, that's something we talk about all the time. You know, kind of those 2-minute drives. We're at our best. When we're at our best, we take the ball down and score when we get opportunities right before half. I mean, I think that's one of the most underrated drives in games. You know, and I just, you know, even looking at other teams, I remember watching Florida State when they had Winston, you know, watching all their games. It seemed like every 2-minute drive they'd go down to score, and, you know, seeing us in the past with Deshaun here, getting opportunities in games with 2-minute drives right before half, going and getting points. I mean, that's kind of a hidden possession. Everybody thinks about the first drive, and really the first drive coming out in the third quarter when we get the ball, but really that possession, you know, right before so I believe we scored right before half, and then did we score first drive? I mean, that's 14 points before they touch the ball. I mean, that's the separation that we're wanting to do offensively and help our defense out.
Trevor got 5 drives in a row there. Was that mainly just going with the hot hand at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of where we've been. As we've told both of those guys they're going to get 2 drives early, and then we'll kind of go with a hot hand and play from there. And I think, you know, what Trevor showed us in his opportunities, just, you know, we decided to stay with him because he kind of had that hot hand. Very similar to maybe what we did the other way against Texas A&M with some of the things we were doing offensively at that point. And, you know, really it's the same message we have to all of our offensive guys. It's not about how many opportunities you get. It's about making your opportunities count when you get them. And I felt like Trevor definitely did that today.
Throw to Hunter Renfrow, was that an NFL throw?
Yeah, that was a big-time throw, and not just the throw, but the check. You know, we had called a different play, and he knew within the offense that if they run a certain defense to that look, that it needs to be a check. That's something that you coach, you know, but to see a true freshman be able to go out there, you know, that's very impressive. Now, I will say with Trevor, it was not a surprise to see him do it, because that's kind of become the expectation with him. So number one, to be able to make the check, and then number two, be able to execute that tight of a throw going to your left. And I told a few people earlier, even though it was a different play, it was reminiscent of Deshaun and Deshaun's first game as a freshman at Georgia, seeing a big-time pressure coming, making a check, and not only making the check, but then fitting the ball in where it needed to be to hit peak on the touchdown. So you know, for me, it's been around 10 years. I kind of reminisce sometimes when I see some plays, and so that was definitely a special moment.
It seems like Renfrow kind of gets lost in the shuffle sometimes with guys like Higgins and Justin Ross, but he just does what he does. He made the tremendous catch on the sideline and then worked his way back to Trevor on that touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, Hunter's a guy that he just kind of lays in the weeds and comes out when we need him. You know, he's kind of that big moment, big play guy, and I don't think it bothers him one bit to have these talented guys around him. And I mean, that's just, he's been who he is, consistent for, you know, 5 years around here, and he'll do the same thing at the next level.
just a couple more for him.
And I know you've already been asked this, but this is my first time over here. Did Trevor earn more of an opportunity with what you saw today?
Yeah, well, I think the way that he played within his first 2 series, you know, he earned more opportunities today, and I think he made the most of those. So I think as coaches, you know, this is going to be one of those videos that's really fun to go back and grade and watch and do all those things. And, you know, we're going to enjoy this tonight. I know for me, I've been around here 10 years, and this is the second time that we've won, you know, in Atlanta. The last time before 2016 that we won in Atlanta, Tony Elliott was playing wideout. And so that's hard to do. So we're going to enjoy this offensively, and then as coaches, we'll go back and grade. And I'm sure any decisions that will be made after we grade the video and all that, we'll do that just as we have every week.
Jeff, I'm sure you talked about him already, but how excited are you about Justin Ross's